Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Let's start our class today with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, Guru Preceptors, Jesus Christ, Babaji Krishna, Lahiri Mashaya, Swami Sri Yukteswarji, beloved Master Paramhansa Yogananda Ji, saints of all religions, we bow at thy feet. Bless us today with thy divine presence within us, all around us, inspiring us and uplifting us into thy light. We are thine, be thou ours. Om Shanti Shanti. We'll have a song and then we'll have an excerpt from a video of Swami Kriyanandaji on this topic of drawing spiritual magnetism. Welcome again, everybody.
Joined in prayer we worship thee, rays of light that seek the sun. Many drops to make us see, so our love when joined as one. So our love when joined as one. Joined in prayer we worship thee, rays of light that seek the sun. Many drops to make us see, so our love when joined as one. So our love when joined as one. Joined in prayer we worship thee, rays of light that seek the sun. Many drops to make us see, so our love when joined as one. So our love when joined as one.
If you want to be an artist, mix with artists. Mix with good artists, don't mix with failure artists. Their magnetism, you'll gradually pick up that magnetism. If you want to be a businessman, then mix with businessmen. Mix with people who are successful in their field. And their magnetism will come to you. It's another thing, too, that when you shake hands with people, the upper part of the body and the lower part of the body form two horseshoe magnets. And don't shake hands with people who are not good, you'll feel it. But if you shake hands with people whose magnetism you're trying to attract, it will help you. You will become stronger. I know after church on Sundays, Yogananda asked me to stand outside and shake hands with everybody. I said, "Sir, please don't ask me to do this again, I feel drained." He said, "That's because you're thinking of yourself. Think of God and you won't feel it." So I thought of God, and then I found that even though people drew from me, I was always replenished. In fact, I felt better afterwards. So magnetism is a very real part of our reality. And when we do it, use it consciously, and do our work consciously, meet people with feeling the exchange of magnetism. Don't look into the eyes of sensual people or angry people or people whose consciousness is gross. Try to avoid their contact as much as possible. Mix with saints. This is why they say satsanga is so important. Mixing with spiritual people helps one to become more spiritual. And this finally is what happens when you meet your guru. It says in the Bible, as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God. So in receiving that quality of the Guru without ego, his attunement with God, that is an attunement which you also absorb into yourself.
Good morning again, everybody. I'd like to start with a reading from Autobiography of a Yogi. This is Master's words. I always thrilled at the touch of Sri Yukteswar's holy feet. Yogis teach that a disciple is spiritually magnetized by reverent contact with the master. A subtle current is generated. The devotee's undesirable habit mechanisms in the brain are often cauterized, the groove of his worldly tendencies beneficially disturbed, momentarily at least. He may find the secret veils of Maya lifting and glimpse the reality of bliss. My whole body responded with a liberating glow whenever I knelt in the Indian fashion before my guru. This is a very important and it's a subtle topic because people think it can go anywhere and they're strong enough to do anything and be with anyone and go to any places. And it's really not true because your spiritual magnetism you gain from being in spiritual places, you gain from being around spiritual people and satsangs and going to holy places, you gain from your own practices. And when you go into places that have lower vibrations and you're with people who have lower vibrations and you go amongst others like that, then you feel drained. And of course, we want to strengthen our aura, strengthen ourselves to be strong in ourselves. But also, we have to realize that there are energies that help us and there are energies that hinder us. And we can't clearly thinking go into environments that aren't helpful to us and be around people who aren't helpful. And so the spiritual magnetism is drawn through from a great soul like Master, for example. He said that Swamiji told us some of the monks were carrying him once up the stairs because his legs were paralyzed. And Master said, "Oh, you're drawing lots of magnetism. That's very good." And we need to realize that the guru's power is such that when we draw that magnetism, our old bad habits or ways of thinking, negativity, heaviness, or whatever, they're cauterized, they're taken away, they're lessened. And when we're in satsang, when we go to the centers, when we go to kirtan, when we go to, like I'm down here in Pune, as you might see, I don't have the normal background, and we're having our spiritual renewal weekend coming up. At least 160 people will be here. And why are we here? We're here to be spiritually uplifted, spiritually inspired, to spiritually magnetized, spiritually energized. And at Ananda Village, we've had this for 55 years, since the very beginning of Ananda in America. And I hope many of you will be coming. But it's a time to uplift oneself by being in satsang. We have kirtan, we have kriya, we have other advanced initiations. We'll be having our meals together. We'll be singing together in the choir. And all of these things are so very, very, very helpful to your own spiritual magnetism. You can't, as one of Swamiji's songs is, go on alone. We used to call that the theme song of Ananda. But that means if everybody else leaves, you still go forward. But otherwise, we're going along with the power, the magnetism of all those who are around us. And of course, we're going through that, gaining magnetism also individually. When we just had a beautiful Kriya Yoga initiation in Gurgaon, and we have them all throughout India and in Ananda centers. And even before that, just walking into an Ananda center or any holy pilgrimage place, really, you just feel uplifted. There's a magnetic draw that uplifts your energy. But also when you go and you take diksha, you take initiation, you don't come out of there the same person when you go to a satsang. I'm speaking more of Ananda satsangs now. The true satsang is with God. You walk into the center and you feel uplifted because it's magnetic. People have been meditating there for a long time. You go to Ananda Village, that's over 50 years of meditations, of Kriya Yoga ceremonies, of people serving, people loving God, joyful satsangs. And so you can't help but feel uplifted. You can't help but feel inspired. You can't help but change your consciousness just by being there, just by, not just by, but receiving a blessing, going to the center, getting the purification ceremony blessing, getting the blessing at the satsang. All of these things help to make you feel the magnetism of the guru. The guru comes through to you on your individually. When you meditate, when you pray, when you do japa, you feel a power. If you draw, this is the point. You can't be passive. If you draw the consciousness and just say, I'm drawing the consciousness from you, Master. I'm drawing inspiration from you. I'm drawing strength from you. I'm drawing joy. I'm drawing bliss. I'm drawing God. And that's what it means by spiritually to draw magnetism, is you have to actually not be passive, but be active, be dynamic, be desirous, be interested, be sincere. And as you do that, you feel, wow, there's such a power there. And my bad habits are changed. My thoughts that were heavy are changed. My energy going out, it's going back in now because I'm spiritually magnetized. And a spiritually uplifting person is living more in the upper chakras, not in the lower chakras. And so your energy is flowing more up towards the seat of enlightenment at the point between the eyebrows. You feel energy, or you feel maybe a tingling in the brain, or pulling here at the spiritual eye, because you're being magnetically drawn upward through all the different things that I said. And I know some people think they can just find God on their own. Maybe so, but our path is one of fellowship, of satsang, of being together, of course we meditate on our own as well, but also get to the group meditations, get to the Kriyaban meditations, and feel the Shakti, the power of the gurus that are flowing from everybody and helping you to draw magnetically. And so it's very important that we're in those circumstances, and also to avoid negative energies. I was remembering I was with an old college friend some years back, many years back, and she was a good friend at the time. And so I was having a lunch with her, and then the conversation turned, and I was on the path. This was maybe, I don't know, 10 years ago. And then the conversation got to her. She started talking about things that were strange, disembodied spirits and black magic. And I just thought, this is very odd. And I just felt a very dark energy come into that where we were sitting. And I just thought, I'm not going to meet her again. That's not the right vibration. And in people like that, or people who are sensual, or people who are overly materialistic, or people that draw your energy outward too much, you have to be careful with the company that you keep. And if you keep the right company, you find that, yes, your energy is flowing upwards. And let us remember that God and Guru's power is the greatest that's going to change us. Just all the different ways of drawing, like from just seeing the picture of the guru, seeing a murti, seeing a video of master, seeing a talk, you feel completely uplifted, because there's a magnetism that's flowing. And still you have to draw that magnetism, just listening to a talk, not even seeing the picture, but listening to a talk of master, listening to a talk of Swamiji. You just feel Jyotish and Daviji, you just feel uplifted immediately. There's a vibration from the voice. There's a vibration from seeing. Of course, there's a magnetic exchange from touching the feet of a holy person. You feel uplifted. And I have to say that in America, everybody hugs you. And I'm so glad I'm not hugging people these days, but that's a kind of an exchange, but it's taking a lot of your energy. In Italy, when I lived there for 7 years, people kissed you on both cheeks every time they saw you. And I just, oh God, I didn't like that kissing all the time. And then when I got to India, I was so happy when I started living here. Namaste. I just thought, this is more who I am. And shaking hands, as Swamiji said, there's a magnetic exchange there. And you want to be careful who you're shaking hands with. You want to be careful whose eyes you're looking into. Some people you're walking down the street, you just can't look at them. There's a very dark or heavy or sensual or negative or demonic even look in the eyes. And you see in the devotee's eyes, there's brightness, there's joy, there's peace, there's love, there's a vibration of God that's blessing people. And so even seeing the picture, touching the feet, hearing the voice, reading the books of a holy person. Master said he put his vibrations in the autobiography of a yogi. It wasn't just he wrote the book. He put his vibrations, a blessing. What does vibration mean? A blessing, upliftment. People read that and they feel uplifted. You can read any paragraph and feel uplifted. And Swamiji, with this music, he put his vibration. What is his vibration? It was God's vibration in the song. So you listen to the songs and you feel uplifted. You feel a magnetic blessing coming to you. When you hear the chants and you chant yourself, when you have kirtan, there's a blessing that's coming from the chants. And so we have to realize that magnetism, ultimately, what does it do? Ultimately, it lifts us up out of delusion, out of darkness, into the light. And so we also, I was remembering some beautiful stories of Dr. Lewis when he met Master. Master asked him if he would give him his unconditional love. And Dr. Lewis said he didn't know what to say, but a wonderful thing he said, you see, I said yes, because you see, I could feel the love. So, and that's the thing, from a great one, you feel the love flowing. It changes your consciousness. Swamiji said that, from the autobiography of a yogi, Master said when he came back to India in 1935 and he went to see his guru, Swami Shrikeswarji, that his guru was standing on the steps at the top of the stairs, and he said, he overwhelmed me with his love. His love just overwhelmed me. And Swami Shrikeswarji was strict, severe, even drastic in his training, but his love was there and it overflowed on Master. And Swamiji said when Master touched him, when he first came to Master, he said, I want to be your disciple. He knelt down and Master touched him on his heart. And he said his arm vibrated for at least 2 minutes. And Swamiji said, from that moment, I was changed. I think we don't realize every time you get a blessing, every time you go to satsang, every time you chant, every time you meditate, every time you do japa, every time you pray, every time you talk to Guruji, every time you look at his picture, every time you look at your altar, there's a magnetic flow of blessings. From who? It's from God. It's coming into you and it's changing you. And as Master told Swami, so he told some of the monks about Swamiji, look how I changed him. You have to realize, yes, we have to do our part. I'm not saying don't do your part to increase your own magnetism. Master's given us here, do this. This is your part. The 25%. Energize every day. Do yoga. And you can do the super conscious living exercises that Swamiji developed. They're so magnetic and powerful. Do Hong Sa, Om, do your Kriyas. All the things that Master gave, you have to do them to increase your own strength and magnetism. Then when you walk into a room, maybe you can't, you have to go there, but it's not the best vibration. You have an aura of strength and magnetism and power around you. So that aura can't be dented by everything that happens. And strengthen your mind by right attitudes, by affirmations, by reading the right books, by listening to the talks, by listen to the music, strengthen yourself. And then when difficult times come, and for sure they come, you'll be strong in yourself. You'll be centered in yourself. You'll be magnetic. You'll be energetic. You'll be centered. You'll be able to face, as Master said, you'll be able to stand unshaken amidst the crash of breaking worlds. Unshaken means you'll be that magnetic from your own practices and from the satsangs and the kirtans and Master's blessing and kriya and satsang blessing and everything that happens. You'll have that blessing. It's like a seed. It's every time you get blessed, every time you touch someone's feet. But I'm not saying and just by rote, I'm saying with devotion, with sincerity. It's like a seed that's planted in your consciousness. And every day you water it more and more. Then you have the magnetism. The guru has been able to come in, like Swamiji said, a quote from the Bible, to all those who received him, he gave them the power to become the sons of God. To all those who received him, are you receiving? Every day, just say, yes, I want to receive you. Yes, I want to have you in my heart. Yes, please change my consciousness. And not with passivity, but draw the blessings in. Draw the blessings when you meditate, draw the blessings when you serve. Master said to be in tune with me, serve my work. And the channel is blessed by what flows through it. So service is also important. And then you find one day you're so changed. Those wrong habits, those wrong ways of thinking, those bad attitudes, the heaviness, the negativity, the whatever, it's diminished until more and more and more, you don't even see it. All you see is God's light, God's joy in your heart, God's bliss, God's peace. Everything is there. We just have to keep going forward with our hand and our guru's hand, with drawing his magnetism through everything we have. And then we find that we've become one with him. That's the ultimate goal. It's not to keep the guru apart from you, it's to bring him completely into yourself. God bless you all. I'll ask Natendra to join on screen now.
Thank you so much, Dhyanaji. We have 3 questions today. The first one, Dhyanaji, is when I have to shake hands or meet with people who do not have the right magnetism, how should I protect myself? And can I remain unaffected by such negative energy or magnetism?
I think be in more of a giving mode rather than receiving. Be more in a strong mode. You know, when people come to me, I don't come on weak. If you're, oh, hello, how are you? You know, that's so weak that you're taking in more from them than you're giving them. I approach it by, I'm giving them. I'm giving to them. You see the difference? And so if you're giving to them, you're on the strong side. If you're shaking their hand, more comes from you than from them. You know, if you have to shake their hand. And yeah, don't go weak is what I would say. Be strong in yourself. And as you have a strong magnetism if you practice every day. The practices, if you don't, you should start every day, morning and evening, and energize every day. And you get stronger and stronger and stronger. Then you are the stronger of the two. The stronger person of the two gives out more magnetism. So think about that in that way.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. The next one is it sufficient to be in the magnetic field of a spiritual environment, as you were saying, or will I have to do something more to benefit from it?
You can't just sit on the chair at the satsang. I mean, even when the chanting's happening, you need to chant. When the prayer is happening, you need to pray. When the meditation is happening, you need to be meditating. When the talk is happening, you need to be drawing from the speaker, not sitting there looking at your phone. And I've seen people at satsang. I'm not saying where. I'm not saying Gurgaon for sure, because I would have called on them. But I've seen people on the phone, going through the phone. This is not the way to receive blessings. And so when the speaker's there, you should be focused, concentrated, sincerely wanting, we would come out of Swamiji's talks, Priyanandaji, and many people would say, oh, he just answered the question I had. I didn't even have to ask it. Now, why? Because the person was so open and receptive. Swamiji could hear the question. He could answer the question. Now, isn't that the way to be? To be there, not putting out question after question, but opening your heart, being there sincerely, drawing from the speaker with gratitude, thanking them for being there. You understand the difference? And when the arati is happening, be a part of it. Don't just kind of sing the song, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai, looking all around. And then when the blessing happens, go with your whole heart. What a difference. Go with your whole heart and ask that Master bless you inwardly. Just, Master, I'm here to feel God's blessing through you, through this acharya. Very different, isn't it? And then after the blessing, go sit and meditate and feel the blessing. Do you understand? Every part should be conscious. It's not, oh, I just sit there and, oh, something's going to happen. It's not going to happen. But if you go with love and devotion, openness, sincerity, I think Kriya ceremonies, people are so open. Your face, everybody's face looks different from when they come in to when they go out. Your face just looks different. And by the way, the same happens with satsang. Kirtan, the face just is glowing, isn't it? So but you have to go in there with, no, I'm not here to sit on the chair, do nothing. I'm here to participate. How about using that word? It's participatory. There's a magnetic exchange. There's an exchange. What you put out, you get. You don't put out anything, you get hardly anything. You put out a lot, you get a lot. And at kirtan, if you really sing and chant and get into it, you get a lot more than if you sit there, oh, gee, when is it over? or I don't have a good voice. So, makes sense?
Absolutely, Dhyanaji. Last one, Dhyanaji. So how can we use our gurus, our books, chants, and even our community to create an uplifting environment around us all the time, not only at Ananda, but perhaps everywhere, home, office, or wherever we go?
Yeah, why don't you take some books with you in the car when you're going to work? Read something. Read something at your lunch break. I have this little altar in front of me here. Have a travel altar with you. Like I see your travel altar behind you, a beautiful one that's created in Gurgaon. I have a travel altar with me. I'm not at home right now. Take that with you. And my goodness, put the music on your phone, put talks on your phone, put YouTube. There's hundreds of videos on YouTube of Swamiji, Master, Jyotishan Devi Ji. Just go through and what am I saying? You have to be active, dynamic. You can't say, I hope I'm protected. I hope, I'm not protected. You have to go with force. You have to go with, you're ready. It's a battle out there. And you're going to go out there wimpy? I hate to use that word, but you understand what I mean. We're warriors. So you have to have your books, have your travel altar, have the music, have the talks, do your exercises, do everything, and you're going to feel fine. And do japa. You're feeling a bit lost or whatever, ask Master to be with you. Every day I ask him, be with me all day. It's not when you have a problem, help, is anybody there? And I say, no, you never call on us until you're really needy. And so try to feel the gurus are with you all day long, not just then, and you'll find, wow, it's a wonderful life. And it's very different from, a devotee's life is a devotee's life, no matter where you're at work or at the bus stop, or you're on the train, or you're in the Himalayas, or you're at the seaside, or you're at home. you still have God with you. He's always there. You just have to draw him magnetically into you. Anything else?
No, Dhyanaji, those were the questions.
Okay. Have a good day. Bye bye, everybody. Bye.